We are joined by the man who is authoring that remarkable comeback story, and that's Alex Smith, quarterback of the Washington football team. And we're going to talk about the idea of attitude is free. It's a clothing line that you're part of, and it's an idea and a slogan that's behind, really, I think, a lot of this comeback. And Alex, I remember back to you and I talking back in the middle of the pandemic about this possibility. And since you and I spoke on the air, you got back out on the field. And I feel like me and everybody that was watching we felt the same as your family. We were so thrilled, and yet here comes Donald, and I'm like, oh God, I hope he's okay. How do you describe what that whole thing was about and like?
Well, for me, the first thing that jumps out at me was that the range of emotions on that day. Certainly, the feeling of being alive once your number's called, and I was running out there. Obviously, this has been almost 2 years in the making for me to get back out on the field, and that's why I came back. That feeling, that opportunity, and something that I missed, and I'm thankful for it. That obviously things have progressed far enough that I get to play football every day still, and I got to run out there obviously, and get back out on the field, and the feeling of getting out there and mixing it up, and playing this game I love. Was amazing. Obviously, a little baptism by fire with Aaron Donald.
No kidding.
Certainly didn't think he was going to jump on my back, but great way to test my leg, and for me was amazing. Like I said, to get it back out there and to play the game I love, to get tackled, to mix it up. It was obviously hard to put into words.
Well, you and your wife designed this shirt, and the idea that I talk about attitude is free, and the idea is just live. And I can't imagine anything would make you feel more alive than having to deal with the Defensive Player of the Year. Unfortunately for you and your team, kind of living in your backfield that day, I imagine you feel incredibly alive, and also maybe it had to be a little bit frightening as well. How do you describe that?
Yeah, I mean that's life. You said it, the good and the bad, and for me, I spent a long time in a wheelchair, not being able to do anything. I spent a lot of days, on a walker, and months and months and months on crutches. And for me, constantly wondering in my thoughts what I'd ever be able to do again. And, just dreaming about being able to walk normally or be able to go on a hike with my wife or play with my kids. And thankful enough that it kept progressing. And for me, I think a lot of people question why I would even be playing again. And for me, I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to live, and I got this opportunity, and like I said, I'm living every day and going to go out there and make the most of it, and thankful for it. So enjoying everything about it, putting the pads back on, my helmet. Like I said, you don't know when it's going to be your last day, and like I said, just enjoying the process and being out there playing football again.
I know how much you wanted your wife and especially your kids to see Dad do it. Like all you work for had a finish line that had a satisfying outcome, other than the result being whatever. You were out there doing it again. What was the satisfaction, Alex, in that? Just being able to look up and have them see their pop doing what he does.
Yeah, it was amazing in the sense that, our first couple home games, we didn't have any fans there. And luckily enough, that was the first game that just family was allowed to attend in the stands. And obviously it was a rainy, sloppy day. And I swear there was probably only 150 fans in the stands. And it was kind of like a high school game. So my wife and kids were right there. I mean, I could hear them cheering the whole game. I could look up in the stands, and I feel like I could have a conversation with them. So very intimate in that sense, and thankful that they got to be there with me to experience that. Because really, obviously I've relied on so many people to get here over the last 2 years, but no more than my wife. She's been through so much, and for her to be there and share that with me and my kids as well, to have been through this entire process with me day in and day out, and obviously to have them there share it with me was really special.
The idea of just live, Alex, for you looking forward, how much does the fact that you got to get back out there again allow your attitude, right, and the idea of your life to look forward without this nagging thought of, what if I don't? Because you did it. You've already done it. So does that free you up to look at the rest of life in a different way?
Yeah, for me, the just lived also is that self-doubt sometimes. We all have that voice in our head sometimes that creeps in, and that negative thoughts. And for me, it's about eliminating that thought. And for me, uh, the ease of just living. And for me,
Sure.
obviously you can put it out there and it's okay. And obviously failure is a part of life and it might happen. Um, and for me though, it's about making the most of the opportunities you have. And I'm certainly not going to be controlled by fear. Uh, as scary as it is sometimes. And for me, that was the mindset. No question. Uh, to obviously to have gone out there last Sunday was really special. But for me, it's funny. I felt like it was another step for me. Finally, from the whole contact perspective, to gone out there and get, know that I can get hit and get tackled, and I'm going to be fine. And for me now to move forward and kind of continue on with playing quarterback, and being the best that I can be.
Right on. They say attitude is really, truly, Alex, the one thing in life we can choose to be in charge of every day, right? I mean, that's really the essence of
That's right.
all that we're saying here, I suppose, if we boil it down, right?
No doubt. I think through it all, you talk about controlling what you can control, and the number one thing is attitude. And obviously life throws a lot of things at us, good and bad, and certainly how we respond and our attitude and mindset is the biggest part of that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.